Hey all, here are OS Reviews. Today we're taking a closer look at the Phomemo D30. This is a smart mini label making machine that sells for around 35 bucks, which is pretty affordable. So it uses this thermal printing tape that you're able to then create any labels, to decorate, or to organize things. Connects to a companion app using Bluetooth via iOS or Android, and then you're able to type things out, create other doodles, and you can again use it to store and organize food, objects around the house, labels, as well as even create price tags if you are a small seller or a store. So it has quite a lot of customization, prints in 2 lines. You can even create QR codes or barcodes on it, and other symbols as well that you can generate. The actual printouts, of course, are black and white, but you can also feed in tape that is a different color, so it can create some other background effects. In terms of the print speed, here it is, 60 millimeters per second, and DPI for resolution is 203. We have a white colored version here that we'll take a closer look at. Underneath there is a quick start guide that tells you how to connect it with the companion app, which you can find here on the back is called Print Master. It's going to recharge using micro USB, and we get 3 sample tape rolls included as well for the labels. So it comes in actually slightly different colors. This one is going to be a little bit more of a yellowish shade versus a more white color, length of 12 millimeters, width of 40. Alright, so here is the actual D30 mini thermal printer slash label maker itself, and again it really is a cute, simple design. It's quite compact, so if we compare it with something like an average size smartphone, this is almost a pocket size or a pocket printer, and there's simply a power key on the bottom here that you can tap and hold for a few seconds to turn it on, a status LED light. The top here of course is where the label will come out from, basic branding info on the rear, along with a micro USB port for charging, and also a lanyard strap. Of course, USB Type-C would be even better, but for the price of this thing, again, only 35 bucks, I would say it still is very reasonable. Now I can open up the door like this, and this is how we can pop in the cartridge. The tape here is going to be adhesive, so it's like a sticker that can attach to other things and has almost this glittery gold texture if you're looking super closely. So let's just pop it into the section here, and then have just the other head that we can kind of slightly pull out from the edge. Here's the companion app, and we're going to turn on Bluetooth as well as location services, so it will be able to find the mini printer here. So let's tap on connect, and it will try to then search for it nearby. And we've got 2 modes, either a light mode or a creation mode. If we tap on light, for example, it takes us through a short tutorial that tells us which part of the label we can actually edit, as well as the direction of the tape. We can save it, create multiple copies, and then print at the end. So for example, let's just create a quick test right now. You can also change the text attributes, such as the font size, basically, make it larger or smaller. You can center it, left or right align, bold it, as well as go through some of the different, again, text fonts that you can change as well, and add a timestamp as well, such as the year, the month, the date if we wanted to, and change those format settings as well if you're trying to create something related to expiry date. Special symbols, you also get a shortcut that will bring up this keyboard that allows you to print something like millimeters, centimeters squared, and other metrics as well that you may want to pop in, currency as well for dollar signs, things like that, that you may want to generate. So we can also type in some special symbols if we wanted to, and you can see it populate up above just like that. You can take a look at a preview if you have different types of paper available. You can see it change in real time to give you a better idea just by tapping along one of these templates. Right now we have just white paper, and I can also again change the text direction to make it vertical like this, so it becomes a lot more stretched. So now let's tap on print and see how long it takes to generate a copy. So actually very fast. We kind of changed the font size maybe a little bit too much from the default, so that's what happened in terms of it kind of stretched over to almost 2 labels, so you have to be a bit careful there to kind of make sure you don't go off the page, or you can use one of the other tape rolls which has more of an infinite length, doesn't have any divisions, if you want to create more of the custom sizes. But this one by default, you can see, has created these gaps to make it a perfectly sized small label, which is gold colored. So anyways, the text that's printed on here is going to be instantly dry, so nothing will be sticking onto your hands, and if you want to use it afterwards, simply will kind of peel it off from the edges just like that, and you are just ready to go. So the quality of the prints do look actually quite good. In fact, this particular tape is also almost translucent, so you can kind of see through it on the other side, which is kind of interesting. So let's try printing again on a different tape roll that we have inserted. This one should be clear or just white. It is really fast to print, as you can see there, especially for ones where you have just basically text. So this time we've just printed Hello World using the smallest font size possible, but everything is still very much legible. If I tap once, you can hear it kind of come out a bit if you are trying to align it for the first time, so that you can try and get it to the correct position. Or if you want to create a blank label, you can also do it this way. It is worth mentioning that these labels actually come in slightly different sizes. Like this width is 40 millimeters, but the other roll that I just popped in was 30 millimeters. So it does have a little bit of range in terms of flexibility, and that will allow you to go through some different parameters, such as the size of the tape roll, to make sure that you're printing on the correct dimensions. Now here is the Pro mode that you get more effects from versus the Lite that we were in previously. So in this custom mode, we're able to do more things like create barcodes, QR codes, even print a picture if we wanted to, although it would be pretty small, create borders, lines, as well as other shapes, and there is even the ability to create forms and excels even, like a grid. A photo, for example, that we may want to print, and you can also have the ability to change between grayscale, black and white, as well as halftone to try and see what the effect will be after printing it out. You can also tilt it so it will stretch it to the full width of the display or keep the original aspect ratio. You can see the image is now coming off without any issues in terms of getting cut off, and the entire thing is visible. So this one here is an example of a clear tape, which is also pretty cool. So there's no color at all to the background. So if you put it onto, let's say, a pink paper or a blue paper, that means the background of the image will also turn pink or blue. And also a demo of what a barcode would look like if you were printing it out. Again, everything is very much legible. You're also able to view your historical prints as well in this running log, so you can see which icons and which particular images that you printed. So that is more or less it as far as our hands-on review of this Phomemo D30, again a smart mini label maker that works with a variety of different sizes in terms of the labels or tapes, and you can also create different effects just by changing again the color as well as the texture of the tape, and the overall effect looks quite good in terms of how well it prints. Everything instantly dries. You can create multiple copies, great for fun, for decorating things, as well as for actually organizing, or if you're a store, creating barcodes and things like that. So you can check out more details. A very cute little smart printer overall. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been the Phomemo D30.